Hello, how you doing? I'm Dale Rodman Jr. the third, and this is Slow to Pro, the video series where we go from slow to slowly earning our respect as the best mid-pack racer alive. We're back from a bit of a break since the last video. Sorry about that. I had to have surgery on my butthole to stop me from farting so much. And to make it up to you, I'm not gonna do a goddamn thing. Got the first race today from season 12 with Zealous Racing League. We're doing two classes again this season. Got the fast guys with the white number badges and the people like me with the gray number badges. So while we are all sharing the same circuit, two classes are not competing for championship points or standings. For the first round of this season, we are here at Silverstone for a 60-minute race, one pit stop. Tires are mandatory, refueling is not allowed. We're starting at the very back of the pack. It's time for the green flag. After finishing in second place last season, my goal coming into this season was another podium. But we've also got 36 cars on the grid, a whole lot of newcomers to the league, and I've not been racing much since my surgery. So we'll see how that goes as the season wears on. We make it through turn one. Pretty uneventful as a typical league race does go in turn one. There's my friend Lenny in the red and black Audi. I love him. As we come through Mackett's and Beckett's, a mistake from the BMW gives us a freebie on the positions right on the tail of this beautiful blue McLaren. I don't mean the McLaren is beautiful, I mean that color of blue. Chef's kiss. As we come to the straight, my friend Lenny is getting away from me right now, so I've got to make a move on this beautiful blue McLaren, and I'm gonna do so headed into the next turn. It's a dive for certain, but it's not a sucker punch dive. You know, I telegraphed it. I let him know, hey bro, I'm gonna hit you. Get ready. And he did. He let us through. That's how it goes. You gotta be your brother's keeper. If you wanna dance, sometimes you gotta follow my moves and sometimes I gotta follow yours. That's how it goes. Take a defensive approach to the chicane here allows the McLaren to get right back up alongside us, but we've got the faster outside line leading into the next big straight. So that's gonna solidify that pass for us. And it's just gonna leave now one car between me and my friend Lenny. But it's time to go ahead and skip to the next bit of drama. Here we are on the second lap, on the tail of the Ferrari. Gonna get a little bit of gas from the beautiful blue McLaren, but it's no harm, no foul. We're able to keep it straight. McLaren tucks back in line, and let's go ahead and skip ahead again to the next bit of action. Here we are on the fourth lap, and compared to the drivers in front of us, we get a decent exit coming out of Mackett's and Beckett's. Coming down the straight now, right on the tail of the Ferrari cheese-making machine. We're gonna go right at the inside. It's a standard run-of-the-mill standard operating procedure. What's Lenny doing? Oh my goodness, nothing. Okay, no big deal. And we're able to keep it up the inside here, secure the pass, taking us from P29 into P28. I've got good momentum on Lenny in the Audi, but Lenny squeezes me almost off circuit, and I think, Lenny, I thought we were friends. Skipping ahead just a tiny bit further into the lap here. Lenny runs it wide and I think, okay, freebie, easy pass. But then Lenny brings it right back on circuit and I see his little box pop up in my radar there. And could I have, you know, kept the turn and not given him space? Sure, it would have maybe been his fault, but I'm not gonna let the stewards decide my fate. I'll leave him the space and we'll live to fight another day. And because we ran onto the grass there onto the exit, Lenny ends up with a much better run down the straight. He's able to regain his position. We tuck it in real close. And then we can get a little booty tap there by the Ferrari. Ends up spinning himself out. That's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and skip ahead now to the fifth lap, headed into turn number 7. We're gonna get a much better exit through Stowe than Lenny does in his stupid Audi, and we're gonna fly around him like we got a freaking turbo button. And I think doors closed, Lenny's out of it, see you later. But Lenny keeps his speed up on this outside line and is able to maintain the inside line on the second part of the chicane. And here we go, side by side through the fast right-hander. Lenny almost slides out, glides out, hits us, but he lets off the throttle a tiny bit, and that's what gives us the speed needed to come over and close that door. And see Lenny win? No, see Lenny spin. Bye, Lenny. Skip it ahead now, about 10 minutes into the future. We've caught up to our brother in Lambo, and I don't quite get the exit required to get the speed that I need to take a real shot on our brother in Lambo. But I am gonna take a peek, maybe try to get him to look into his mirror. And at the very last second, I'm gonna go ahead and break a little early, tuck back inside and see if we can spook him there. But unfortunately, we cannot. So we're gonna come back to that play, redraw that one up in the sand a little bit, maybe rehearse it in our head and come back to it later. Let's go ahead and skip ahead. One lap later, still right on the tail of the Lamborghini. The McLaren leading us has what they in the business call a moment, which is gonna open up a window for our friend in the Lambo to maybe get a run on him He's going up the inside, he's taking his shot, and I know it's going to leave them side by side through the final turn, so I've got to pick my horse right here. I got to pick my winner. It looks to me like the McLaren is going to get the better line through the final turn, so I decide, yeah, let's go ahead and try to tuck in behind him close enough that the Lamborghini can't tuck back in, and we get it done, but we can't get the power down in time, and the Lamborghini's able to maintain some good speed on that outside line, and we've got to tuck back in and wait for another day. Let's go ahead and skip ahead and see what happens. Here we are at the start of lap number 13. We get a better turn one than our brother in the yellow and black Lamborghini. We're going to go ahead and try to take the shot through Maggots and Beckett's. It's dangerous, I know, so I'm paying very close attention to my radar, and thankfully I am, because we're able to just barely avoid getting our nose chopped off there. Let's go ahead and skip ahead now. 2 laps into the future, the McLaren has dipped off to serve their required pit stop, and we're going to take that shot up the inside that we drew up in the sand earlier, but this time we are not going to back out. We're going to stuff our big fat bald head right up the inside. Lamborghini in the yellow says no, Dale, and he keeps his outside line with all his outside line speed, and we're left to go back to the whiteboard, and I'm gonna be honest, I think I'm the one who used Sharpie on it. After this little tussle, the yellow Lamborghini and I both went in pits at the same time together, but I had 4 seconds of damage, so Mr. Fender came out 4 seconds ahead. Unfortunately, he suffered a drive-through penalty for track limits or stop-go something. He suffered some sort of penalty, so let's go ahead and skip ahead now to the last battle that we had in this race at Silverstone. We're going to go ahead and earn our 3rd and final track cut warning, so we're going to be on our toes like a ballerina for the last 7.5 minutes here. Going up the outside of this McLaren, it's a pass that I've pulled off, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to pull it off here. The McLaren takes a great line, gets a great exit, puts itself right back in front, and this battle for P25/P8 in our class is heating up and is only just beginning as we come through the chicane here. McLaren takes a little too much curve, compromises his line, he ends up running a little bit wide there, and I think just maybe we might be able to make it happen, but no, the McLaren is able to keep their speed up. We're forced to tuck back in behind. And let's go ahead and skip ahead and see where something does happen. Here we are, 4.5 minutes to go. McLaren runs it wide, gets on that grass, and give him a little love tap. Hurts me more than it hurts him. And now we've got quite the gap to make up. So let's go ahead and skip ahead again. Here we are, 3 minutes to go. McLaren makes the same mistake, takes a little too much of that curve, compromises their line, but this time way too compromised. We're able to shoot right through the inside, easy peasy. Puts us up into P25, P8 in our class, which is where we cross the line, which is not quite top 3 in class, and I'm realizing that some of the newcomers to the league are going to pose a challenge, and after finishing in 8th, we're going to have to claw our way into the top 5 first. I'll be back later this week or early next week with the action from round 2 at Suzuka. As always, thank you so much for watching Slow to Pro. I am Dale Rodman Jr. III. You guys have the kind of day you want to have.